Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Wednesday, May 29th, 2024, a little after 11 in the morning. And as you can see, I'm coming to you from the van. And boy, have I got a story for you this morning. It's a Bigfoot story, and I hinted at it in my community page post this morning, and it's a little bit complicated. So like a lot of stories, I've got to kind of give you the backstory first before I can tell you what really happened. Well, 2 weeks ago today, on Wednesday, I was with the travel trailer up in Kanab, Utah. And I had a viewer who drove all the way down from the Salt Lake City area, 300 miles each way, just to meet with me. And I thought that was pretty amazing. I was surprised anybody would drive 3 miles to meet with me, much less 300, but it is what it is. Very nice gentleman, been interested in the subject matter for a long time. Well, I gave him some suggestions on how to go about he wanted to expand, or he wanted to learn more about the Sasquatch people. And so I gave him some suggestions on what to do. Now, he lives in the Salt Lake City metro area and not too far from the mountains. And the Wasatch Front, which is what they call the mountains there, has a long history of Bigfoot activity. So what I suggested he do is I suggested he find himself a spot not too far from his house where he could go and sit about sundown and just take the camp chair and just go sit there for a little bit and kind of, do it multiple times, and don't expect something's going to happen the first night. Well, after we talked for about 5 hours that day, and so it took him a little while to digest everything we talked about, and so he finally felt he was ready to go ahead and try to do that. So he found a place about a 15-minute drive from his house. And so he started about, if I get the story right, I think it was about 4 nights ago. He went up there and he just sat for about an hour right at sundown until it got dark, and kind of reached out with his mind, asked if anybody was here and that kind of thing. And he didn't get anything. So not to be undaunted, he went back the next night, did the same thing, and once again didn't get anything. Well, the third night he's going up there, he asked his wife if she'd go along with him. Now, to add some more background to the story, they moved up to the Salt Lake City area not too many years ago, and they're originally from Virginia. His wife is 1/4 Cherokee, and she is very, very into her Native American heritage and learning about it. Well, when they went up there, this 2 nights ago, as they got out of the car and went to walk down to the spot where they were going to set their chairs up, there were a couple deer there. And the deer behaved a little strangely. They acted like they weren't afraid. And a little bit later, there was a raven, a large raven, that came and landed on the ground and also acted a little bit unusual. And so my friend, based on some of the stuff that I've talked to him about, he was kind of piqued his interest. He thought that was a little unusual. So the first night, which would have been 2 nights ago when his wife sat there, all of a sudden she realized that she was getting mind speak. And it kind of stunned her. She didn't expect that. Well, she started, based on some of the stuff that he'd told her, she started asking questions and mind speak back to them. In the meantime, he's sitting there not getting anything at all. He knows that something's going on, but he's not quite sure what it is. Well, she asked them if they were there, and she got yes. So she asked them if there was more than one of them there. Yes. Are there more than 5 of you here? Yes. Are there more than 10 of you here? Yes. She's getting pretty shocked by this time. Are there more than 20 of you here? No. Well, how many of you are here? 15. So she started asking some other questions. And one of the questions she asked is do you know my name? Yes. Okay, I had a name before. What was my name before? We don't know. You are of the Eastern Band. Oh boy, how did they know that? She is of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee. How would they ever know that? Well, stunning as that all was, carried on to last evening. And last evening, and I hope I got this story straight because I might have got what happened the 2 nights mixed up. But last evening, they were there once again, and they started answering questions in sentences instead of just yes or no. And so she was a little better prepared. And so she asked them, were the deer that we saw, were they actually your people? Yes. What about the raven? Was the raven one of you? Yes. Folks, that's a blockbuster. That is confirmation of form changing or shape shifting or whatever term you want to use. And they freely admitted that they were able to do that. Well, stunning as that may be, once again, I'm sure this story is not over yet. They plan to go back tonight. This individual, and I'm being deliberately vague on this because I'm still protecting their privacy. If they choose later on to go public, that's their decision. But right now, he texted me late last evening just before I was getting ready to go to bed and told me he'd call me this morning. And I spent some time on the phone this morning and he told me this story. And he also told me it was okay to tell you folks about it. So is this amazing? Yes. Is it confirmation of some of the things that we've thought were true? Yes, it is. Once again, I believe there's going to be a lot more to this story. And this is, once again, this is pretty amazing. It's out of the Salt Lake City area, and it happened last night. So I'll bring you more as I learn more. But it's taken me all this morning to wrap my head around this enough to be able to sit still long enough and keep my thoughts oriented long enough to be able to tell this story. This is actually the second take. I messed up the first one. And so I think I'm going to keep this one a little bit short. There's a lot there to think about. I'm sure he told me more things that I'm not including right now, but I'm also sure that he's going to be in contact with me again. I was really thankful to have met him and thankful to be able to give him some hints on how to proceed with this. I suggested that they go ahead and see about names, and but in the same token, not to be too pushy about asking questions, because sometimes if you get too pushy, they rebel a bit against that. They'll tell you what they want you to know when they want you to know it, and I've been punished, if you will, for being too pushy and asking too many questions. And everything is on their timetable. If they want you to know, they will tell you. But to say that his wife is totally overwhelmed by the gift that she has of mind speak and being able to understand and literally getting mind speak with him the very first night she ever went out and sat with her husband, that's absolutely amazing. He's still wondering why he's not receiving that. He has received a little bit of mind speak in the past, but this time it was like all the activity was directed towards his wife. And I suggested that maybe they try doing like Kevin and I do, and that is that he asks the questions and that she tries to get the answers. And they're going to try that. So, as I said a couple times already, I'm sure there'll be more to this story. So for this video right now, let me just tell you, as I always do, take care of each other, love each other, take care of yourself, keep an open mind. There's a whole lot out there that we don't understand, and this is just another little glimpse of it. So until I talk to you again, I'm just going to tell you, peace out.